Hi, good night, everyone. Ayana here, the Conflict Guru 868. We had seemed to have a bit of technical difficulties tonight, but I'm here. I made it, and thank you all for joining us. Tonight, we are going to have as our guest Miss Khadine Daley, Public Relations and Training Consultant, and also the CEO of KHADZ Communication. Khadine has 19 years experience as a public relations strategist, so I am excited to hear how she has really transversed in public relations. It's something that was interesting to me. So let me have Khadine join us now and let her share a bit about herself and get into the conversation. Hi, Khadine. Good night. How are you?
Hello, Ayana. Ayana, correct?
Ayana, yes.
Yes. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing well. Give thanks. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Sure.
Um, Now, you mentioned that you are public relations, 19 years in it. If you wanted to tell us a bit about yourself, let's, discuss that.
Sure. Absolutely. So I spent, let's just say 16 years in the tourism sector. It
Ooh.
is a sector that I've always wanted to be in. So 16 years in the sector, and then, of course, I left that 9 to 5 job as regional public relations manager working for a top resort chain. And
Okay.
so I decided to just extend my PR and marketing and training services to the small and medium-sized, business owners.
Mhm.
I still have a passion for tourism, but
Mhm.
the opportunity came about for me to really get into entrepreneurship because I initiated a program where small and medium-sized businesses, my company then was sponsoring a project. And when they had the
Okay.
opportunity really to pitch and to talk about their marketing strategy and how it is that they're going to communicate, how it is that they're going to sell their product, I realized that they were not able to do
Um,
so. So you have a lot of CEOs who are very familiar with their product and
mhm.
can talk about their product, but they're not sure about the messaging and how it will be suited to their target audience. And so
Wow.
I felt after working for this company for how many years and how it is that they were very strategic in
Mhm.
maintaining visibility in the marketplace. I said,
Mhm.
hey, Dean, you need to share this knowledge because
Yes.
I believe in having a level playing field. I'm not
True.
saying,
I love it.
and we need to understand that you're not competing with the big wigs because you can't compete with your budget. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is there is a product for everybody. I use myself as an example. I am not a big fan of the large hotels for honeymoon. If I were to honeymoon, I love a boutique
Mhm.
hotel, and so on. So if I was going to have a vacation with friends, then I'd
Mhm.
perhaps go to a big hotel where they have everything where we can
Everything.
party. So there's a
Yeah.
product for everybody.
Everybody. I
And
love that.
I find out that a lot of people are really liking the fact that smaller companies are really able to, connect with them even more because you get more personalized service. Sometimes when you go through the conglomerates, say for example, customer service, you're going through a lot of red tape before you get an
Mhm.
answer and so forth. But separate apart from that, Ayana, I love what I do.
Mhm.
Leaving that 9 to 5 allows me to really just, um, you know, do all the things that I enjoy, while at the same time it can be a lot of work.
Work.
So I'm right here, right now, just doing the best I can.
Wow. And it seems like you're doing pretty good. And in listening to you describe what you do, you can hear the passion in your voice. And that is something I hope our viewers understand the passion and they get that. That is really great. Um, the fact that you actually started in tourism is really interesting to me. Um, it was always an area I found so interesting and so many opportunities because love a hotel, love a vacation, this, that feel, these staycations and stuff like that. So it was always something very appealing, but I never personally got opportunity to get into it. But I always admired it from afar. And then you're taking that experience and turn it into this organization, that not just an organization per se, but an organization that focuses on the fact that you said everybody has a product. There's a product for everybody, and you are focusing on that and helping other small business owners target and specifically target their persons and understand their product. Because yes, as business owners, it's true, we would love our product, we would have that passion, we would know it. And I was guilty of this, but I did not know how to sell.
Yes.
Even at this point, sometimes, because like persons have told me I'm a serial entrepreneur, I have a few ventures. Sometimes I don't even know how to explain it. I'll be like, oh well, and then after I leave, I'm like, why didn't I say so and so?
And the funny thing about it is that they have the knowledge, but they don't know how to communicate it. So I break it down for them in the sense of what is your vision? What is your vision as the owner of your company? What is your vision? So right then and there, when they're able to talk about where they want to see the company, how they want to see the company grow, then right then and there, you're able to define the vision for your company. And not only the vision, the mission. And once you're able to define the vision and the mission, that's the first step. If you say you want to be the top boutique resort or the top jewel designer in the Caribbean, then what I will help you to do is to also break it down a little bit further. Do you provide luxury jewelry, or do you provide jewelry for the girl that is an urban chic? And so forth. Define who wears your jewelry. So once I get the fact, so when you ask them those questions, they know the answer because they have a dream. They do have a dream, but they're not able to break it down so that they can market it. So once I have your vision and your mission and the type of product, so you have your vision saying that in the next 10 years, I want to be the top jewelry designer. The fact that you say that it is a luxury line, then we can fix that and tweak it now and say that you want to be the top luxury jewelry designer, right? And then when we define who that person is that will wear your jewelry, if it's a sophisticated woman, because you know it, if you're just telling me, right? True. So if you see the difference, Ayana, all those things in the initial stages, a CEO will know you have some CEOs who have the knowledge, but you have many who do not know how to break it down so that you can market it in a direct and strategic way. And that is just breaking down, and defining your brand, in specifications. And it will be very easy. And I talk about this in my book. I have a workbook, which is a marketing tool. Can you see? So I have a book, it's on Amazon.
I need my glasses for this.
Right? It's on Amazon. It's campaign planning made easy. And it's really for just about anybody if you want to start up a company, but you really want to break it down so you can see how it is that you're going to put out your product to the market. It really is a marketing tool. It's very, I'm very slow, so I don't have these academic books. It is a marketing tool which will help you to really understand. And because PR is my background, so marketing is one aspect where you can pay for it, but PR is developing an image. So I love to integrate PR and marketing. Marketing is an activity where it is paid for, and PR is talking about building a brand, your image, and your reputation. So the first thing in my book, it really talks about assessing your current company profile. Right? And then it really ask you, and there's a template on how to put it together. There's a template that speaks about what is the problem you're trying to solve.
Oh.
In any company that is going to be successful, it must be that you're solving a problem.
Yes, true.
That people want. So if it is that go ahead, you have a question?
No, it just reminded me of something I saw you post once. Where you said, I think it's something about not the problem. I was going to ask you what was not the problem. Don't sell the something, but sell what you can solve or something like that. The solution. I think you had spoken about something like that. So it just reminded me of that. When you said it must solve a problem.
Yes, it must solve a problem. That's
right.
You have people who, you have a lot of water brands on the supermarket shelves and so on. And that is fine. I'm talking about those unique products that you hope to introduce to the market. Make sure that it's not something that you want.
Right? That's what you said.
It's not something that you want. So I love to use a very simplified example to small business owners. Say a woman who wants to sell baked products, right? Don't sell a baked product based on your taste. Carry it to church service on Sunday, right? A simple market research, right? And it's harvest time or after service, Christmas is coming, and let people taste it. You may like it with a lot of rum. In Jamaica, we have a lot of rum in our cake. You personally may like it with a lot of rum and cake, but maybe, who it is that you're targeting. If you're targeting a specific group of persons, maybe they're not into how it is that you view it. So we have to define it, and I won't stay long on this, but overall, it also educates you on the difference between marketing and PR, and it's so important so that you understand how it is that you can save money. Wow. And then it goes into a lot of details. Again, how to break down the campaign or your marketing plan for your business. So that is what I do. And separate and apart from that, I love training and development. I love to train. I love to talk. So you better be careful.
Like you, I like to train. I love that. That is my passion. Usually, I'll be an introvert in normal circumstances, but as soon as I get in front of a room and I start to train, this comes out. So I can totally with you on that. But I love the information you're sharing tonight. I love what you're saying because you have to really understand what your product or good is. And actually, one of my first trainings, which I did for a government agency here in Trinidad, NEDCO, National Entrepreneurship Development Company, was market research. That was one of the first trainings which I did, market research. So I always stress how important market research is. And it does not have to be this big, intense campaign. Like you said, it can be where you go to church and get the feedback of your church members, family, extended family, friends. That is how you can actually ask simple questions.
The only thing you can use your family as to get feedback, but you have to know the type of family you have. In my case, for example, I can't use my family. Why? Say for my mother, she just wants to cheer me on. So even if it's bad, she's gonna say, "Yes, man, yes."
True.
So you have to be careful. And because I'm very assertive, I think sometimes they're afraid that I may not accept any negative feedback. So they will say, "Yeah, man." But if you are from a family who is just very outspoken and they're ready to say yuck or no, that does not work.
Yes, but keep it real.
But you have to be careful of that too, because if you're going to use family and friends, you never know the reality of life. Jealousy.
Right.
And yes, jealousy. I'm just speaking it as it is. So that is why you have to be careful of those things. So be careful of the circle. And I wanted to mention that as it relates to women in business, but we'll get to that later. But
no, you're touching on my thing. I always say that. Know your circle. Know who you're opening to. Know who in your ship. They can sink your ship.
Yes,
No,
yes.
so watch that.
Yes.
You're talking my language.
So you have to be careful who you use in your market research. I believe in just using strangers who know nothing about me. Right? Who know nothing about me, nothing about the brand and so forth, and they will just speak accordingly. So one market research is very important. Be careful, and you must have a wide range of persons from different social
Background.
status, yes, social status, demographics, age, and all those things, so you can really just figure out who it is that you're trying to.
You're right. You're very right. One thing I wanted to know though, just to a bit more for our viewers, when it is you say that once you understand the person's mission and vision and stuff like that, and then you can go from there, do you also help persons define their mission and vision as well? Because that is a lot of things I realize a lot of small business owners need help with. What is my mission? What is my vision? Is my mission long term or my vision short term? What do I do? How do I get this? And a little bit get caught up too on the business plan side of it. So what do you do in regards to mission, vision, business plan, etc.?
Very good question. My mother has a doctorate in research, right? And so on. So every time and she helps people with their thesis. And I'm saying that to say every time I am talking to her, we speak and she corrects me because she wants me to be very specific in how it is so that her response can meet my true intentions. And why am I saying this, Khadine? Is because I think I am not an expert, but when I am going through somebody's business plan or any sort of research, I always say that if me not understand it, the person out there does not understand it. And so your vision and your mission has to be very simple. That's one. It has to be very specific, right? So if you say you are catering to women, you can't just say that, right? It helps you if you're saying you are catering to what age group, right? Are you catering to a specific type of woman? If you are a hotel, you are catering to families. You're not just catering to anybody. The resort is for family. So the company, for example, that I worked for, they had the couples resort and they had the family resort. So in the family resort, you can't tie in that you're catering to couples. You have to be very specific. And in their marketing, we're not saying that they don't take couples, but in their marketing strategy, they're very specific by saying they cater to families, and their messaging is always geared towards children. Why? They use the Disneyland model by saying once children are happy, the family is happy, the couple will be happy, because you do not want to bring a family on vacation with children and children are always complaining. Right?
Yeah.
And mom, I hate this place. Mom, I hate it. I don't want to do that. So they're very specific. So again, I hope I'm not going around the bush. Your vision has to be very specific.
You're preaching, you're giving the information, you are helping. So I just love it. I love it. We just had a conversation. But just for a minute, I heard you mention your mom. Impressive, by the way. So that will tie into me I always wonder, who inspired you most on your journey as a female entrepreneur?
Separate apart from my mom, I'm from an entrepreneurial family. So I have a lot of my family members who have formal business setups, and I also have those who would work on short-term projects, entrepreneurial projects. While going to university with my entrepreneurial mind, I was a hustler. So while I was even in the Bahamas, went to University of the West Indies. But if you're doing tourism management, you go to
Yes, I
Bahamas.
remember.
And while I was
Yes.
over there, I love to bake. So I would bake. And that gave me some pocket money to travel to Miami all the time because it was $99 on US Bahama Air and so on.
Yeah.
So always had the entrepreneurial mind. And you will find that when I look at the background or read the biographies of a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they may, in the beginning, have, their 9 to 5 jobs. But when you read their story and their journey and how it is that they started, or even when they have their 9 to 5 jobs, they were always doing this on the side. They've always had that entrepreneurial mindset. I don't think somebody just get up one
And
day and
decide.
say, let's sell this. Right?
Yes.
They've always had that mindset. And from that mindset, they're able to launch off. But my family, my dad was a businessman, a business owner. He owned 2 shoe store.
Oh,
They're retired. My mother is retired right now, but she is still an entrepreneur because even though she's a retired lecturer, she does it on the side as a business where the colleges hire her to work with the doctoral students and so on.
wow.
So, the fun thing about the entrepreneurial spirit and the journey is that, again, if you're successful, you can retire and do your thing however it is that you like. I want to be like them when they grow up.
Me too. You know what? You're making me smile a lot because I'm not gonna ask your age, and we're not gonna age ourselves tonight. But like you, I also feel
42, November 3, coming November 3, 42.
nice. I'm just 2 years behind.
Okay.
And like you, while going to university, no, I wasn't a baker then, but um, this cleaning thing wasn't my forte. Was not my forte. And living on my own, I had to clean. So I decided I'm going to start my own cleaning company in Barbados while studying.
Fabulous. I love it.
And I started my cleaning company, and that is my 9 to 5 today. 14 years I started this company, and today that is my 9 to 5 basically. Not a cleaning company per se, it has evolved over the years, but it grew into something, and that is what I did. And when it was I started my master's in Barbados, then I said, you know what? I can start consulting. And
Yes.
14 years today, consultant is now conflict guru and immediate consultant, where I do my consulting and my training. So you're right. You said that and actually resonated with me, and I'm like, yeah, it's true. We do these we do come up with other things. When I think of it, I was an 8-year-old selling water, bottles of water, because the government was doing a development next to my house. I was like, these guys in the hot sun, I could sell water. I told my mom, she got the water, put it in a cooler with ice, and we were selling bottles of water at 8. Myself 8, my sister 6, my brother 5, 4, and we were doing it
So
because we
you
too,
had that entrepreneurial mindset a long time ago.
yeah. So it's true. It's something that we nurture. But one of the things I've really realized doing this thing for so many years is that we cannot take failure personally. We cannot take our hiccups and the hurdles and stuff personally. We need to look at these things and say, hey, what can I learn from this? How can I do better?
Wow.
And I realized as a true entrepreneur, you look at it, you figure it out, you pull what you need to pull from it, you leave what you don't need, and you just keep on going.
Yes,
And
yes.
you understand? I don't know if you could relate, tell me, share
Let me
more,
tell you something.
more about it.
Let me tell you something. That is the first thing I tend to mention if I'm speaking to a group of entrepreneurs. I'm very
Yeah.
young in this journey. I just
Mhm.
started around 2 years ago, very young. But but what I've been able to do and why it is that I am not having any major headaches is that with the rejection during this process, it's something you have to embrace. Right? So because I know what I bring to the table, you have to be very confident in what it is that you're offering. And you're very new to this journey. So because I know I have over 16, 17 years experience in what it is that I'm doing, and because I know and believe that I have an edge over how it is that I package my service, the fact of the matter is, not everybody is going to, the consultancy, not everybody is going to be ready to take you on. Why? For various reasons. Say, for example, when I approach a corporate entity, they may already have a consultant, right?
Yes.
Not only that, the unfortunate thing is they already have their link and so on. So many a time, how I embrace it, when I get the letter to say not no, I just smile and say, you'll be coming to me. Don't worry.
Eventually.
Eventually. It is a journey.
Yes.
It is a journey.
Yes. It is. It is.
Right? So embrace it and do not think that when I just started, I felt like with my 19 years, initially I really got frustrated because with my 19 years, I'm like, what? No, these people need to take me on, right? And I got frustrated. And I started to look at other women who are PR consultants, looked at their page on their social media platform and, felt a little bad. But then again, when I really delved into their profile, I am saying, no, she has been doing her thing for quite some time, right? Give her kudos. She has paved the way. She perhaps went through what I went through on day one, right? So big up yourself. Now it is that you are well known in the market. Yeah, man. And then what I do now is when I look at them, I aspire to get to where they are.
Measuring.
So I turn it into becoming their cheerleader to say, yes, my friend. Yeah, do your thing, you're doing your thing, girl. Yes. And so on. So you learn how it is that you evolve as an entrepreneur, understanding how to embrace the journey, and also understanding and managing emotional intelligence. Do not take things personal. So if somebody tells you no, or if somebody tells you they do not like that idea, do not take it personal, because the fact that they do not like that idea, it is for you as a consultant or the service provider to say, then how can I make it better for you?
Yes.
And
you find that link, you make that link with them. How can I work with you? What can be done for you to buy in? And that is right. No, we've already done most of the interview. We've almost reached the end. And usually I ask around this time what nugget of a golden nugget of information you would have. But you have shared so many nuggets of information tonight. I mean, understand what your vision and your mission is. Understand that there is a product for everybody. You were telling business owners, small business owners, persons wanting to get into business, figure out what exactly it is you want. Buy into the passion of your business venture, right?
Yes.
And sell it. But be specific in your goals. Be specific in your objectives. How are you going to do this? What is my business going to target? What problem my business is going to solve? You see how many nuggets you have given us here tonight, Khadine?
And to cheer each other on. To cheer each other on too as women.
Cheer each other on. And maybe let's talk about that. Let's add golden nugget to take away for other women in business. Because as women, we tend not to cheer each other on. We tend to do the opposite. Which I know there's a whole other conversation. So maybe let's talk a bit about that tonight. How do we as women cheer each other on? Because like you, when I started the coaching and stuff like that, there have been persons who are in this thing donkey years, according to what we say here in Trinidad. How can we cheer each other on? And sad to say that I reached out to a few, right, when I just began, whatever. And I was shut down completely. Shut down because I guess the first thing they did was, okay, I never hear about you before, so and then, but no, you don't know my story, you don't know my history, right? If you go on my personal page, it's different from business page. Personal Ayana is different from Conflict Guru Ayana, different from immediate consultant Ayana, etc. So you kind of just make that assumption. And then there was an incident where I actually connected with one, and she basically came out and said, "You're not ready yet." Why am I not ready yet? Because my passion doesn't equate to what you think my passion should be. But again, you don't know my history, you don't know my story. And we need to take time to really understand people where they understand where they're coming from.
Yes.
So maybe we should really talk about how do we really cheer each other on in this thing.
Before I answer that question, I came across a video, and I'm going to post it on my personal page tonight. And basically, it was speaking on the fact that a lot of business owners, and actually it was meant to be comedy, but the person was really bringing a strong message across. And they were really pointing out the fact that a lot of business owners are not minding their business, and they think that minding their business is really saying things like, "Oh, you're not ready yet," "Oh, no, not at this time," or find all sorts of reasons rather than doing the proper research and really seeing how, even though you are a startup company, a lot of times we do not think of the long haul. Because while that person is saying you're not ready, down the road, okay, so you might be ready down the road, and it can be very beneficial. So what can we do to collaborate at this time to build each other?
Yes.
It's almost like a celebrity, like a well-known singer, helping or collaborating with a come-up performer. Like them opening the show. Okay, I'm going to let you open the show. So you go on at 8 o'clock, but the big show really
10 coming up. Yes.
Right? But I'm going to allow you to open the show because I see your potential. And those persons, a lot of times, if it is that you're seeing somebody is not ready, and so on, how it is, if you think they have that true potential, and if you sit with them, they can be of benefit. Now, I am not here to tell anybody that they should be obligated to you and I, because they can say no. But while you are saying no, I would hope that you are making a conscious decision, or it is justified as to why what you're saying no. I'm hoping that your no is not a dismissive no. Okay? And so on. So, like, for example, I had a proposal which I believe was a great idea. And this large, well-known international company, which is Jamaican owned, they did not respond to my email or anything at all. Right? Now, guess what? This is where your topic as women in business come in. So the people I needed to connect with were women, these executives. They never responded. When I looked on my LinkedIn profile and the persons that were following me, I saw the chairman, who is a male, the chairman of the board following. I realized he looked at my profile. So I really reached out to him, and I said to him, DM him, and I said to him, I think I have a great idea. I'd really like to just share with your marketing team, and so on. And all I need is just 10 minutes to see if it is something. Right? The next day, I got a call from these same ladies. Hold on. So I guess they were perhaps forced to have a virtual conversation, but it lasted for about 10 minutes because if that long, they just did not want to hear what I have to say. Right? I think they were maybe offended by the fact that, I went
over their head.
Yes. Maybe because I came up, I didn't divulge the entire idea, the concept. I'm glad I didn't get into that because I sensed their energy. Energy was so poor that they did not even put up their screen face. Right? So they blocked it. So I knew right then and there, okay, it was an opportunity to, because initially the lady's face came on and she was like this. Yes, go ahead. You know, and within 30 seconds, she cut it off. And so on. So right then and there, you know, but I smiled because I know eventually one day I will get through to them. It's fine. Right?
Yes, you will.
And I'm very confident. I'm overly confident about that. And I know why it is. You have to really try to find out or be strategic. If it is that you get no today, how are you going to go around it now to get yes tomorrow?
Tomorrow, exactly. Wow, I love it.
Is it that you need to go to a specific event that company is hosting? Or something of the sort? Like I had a client who asked me, and I have to be very careful, but I had a specific client who asked me, you know, they wanted me to do some work for them, a business plan and so on. And they were going to have their store at a new mall. Now, remember now, I don't know if this person is going to tell me yes or no at the end of the day. So I emailed her and I said to her, I'd like to do the site inspection of the mall because it's a new mall. They weren't open. And because she told me that the owner of the mall and all these people are going to be there to do the site inspection. Me want to come too.
Yes. You're part of the show, yes.
Right? I want to come because I want to know who are these people doing the site inspection. She said everybody's going to be there. So, you know, I was very strategic in terms of getting her to get my name on the list and so on. And, you know, and just letting you know that, boy, again, this is an opportunity for you to be strategic in your movements. You know, don't just sit in, not going to just come to you. Right? And things. But during COVID and this time, be very strategic in how it is that you're able to connect with various persons. And I'm hoping while the COVID climate is not the best climate for me to thrive right now, I'm very excited about what is to happen, whether it's next year or because I've been very strategic in how it is that I am connecting with key players. I think COVID is a time where people are ready to listen to you.
Yes.
Right? They will take time out because remember, before COVID, it was fast pace.
Yeah. True.
Fast pace. No, we can't take on that now. No. So we're working on this right now. We have this.
Yeah.
Right? Many people are taking the time out to observe and see what it is that you're doing, so that in the end, even during COVID, your visibility is very important. Be very consistent and really just put yourself out there.
I love it. When it is you post that minding your business, tag me. I love it. I love how it sounds and everything. So that is basically, guys, golden nugget of information tonight. Minding your business. I mean, like I said, we had so much with Khadine. It was really informative. Khadine, thank you so much. And I forgot to mention, Khadine is from Jamaica.
Yes.
Right? From Jamaica. And I reached out to her because I have been following your page, reached out to you to invite you to the show, and you accepted. I was like, oh God, yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today.
I really appreciate it, and nice connecting with you.
Yes, of course it is. So it was a pleasure. Again, we will catch up. I will message you in a bit. So good night.
All right, great. Thank you.
So guys, that was Khadine Daley from Jamaica, KHADZCOMM. Check her out if you are interested. I am putting up her email and stuff right there for you. Again, most likely we'll be heading over to Instagram, so you can check us out there. Thank you for joining us, everyone, tonight. You take care and God bless. Ayana, the Conflict Guru 868.